Def Leppard on 100.1 WKQQ and Too Late for Love, Tim Wilson. Too late again.
I've been coming to Double Q for how long, Dennis? 20 years? Is it 20 years? Okay, my first year I was here, you were playing, that's Def Leppard. Now let's go to Tim Wilson. Okay, they're following me around. They're still playing.
You know, some things don't need to change.
They don't need to change. Classic rock never needs to change.
God help us if it does. What are we going to do? You know, start playing...
What we ought to do is just take the old interview from 15 years ago and replay it. And I don't even know if the time's changed at the club.
Right. You're still just as funny, just the same as Def Leppard still rocks.
Right, I'm more gray.
Well, yeah, you are.
You know, I had to go do TV today, and I had to cut off my minor beard.
You just shaved today?
My what do they call it, the guy looking for gold? Prospector.
Prospector, yeah. You've been out prospecting.
Yeah. See, that was the problem with me is I got up today at 7 o'clock. This is what happened to me today. Yeah. 7 o'clock. I got to go over and send my daughter some money to make sure her apartment gets paid before she goes to Israel.
God bless you,
my little son's getting bar mitzvah over in Israel. I go send her the money. I'm in the parking lot of over there at Tate Creek Road, okay? And I'm driving out of the parking lot the wrong direction in a lane. You know how they build parking lots where you got to go in the lane a certain direction.
Well, I know how they build things in Lexington.
Right. And it's roughly 8:30 in the morning. And there's not that many cars in the parking lot. So I'm not paying much attention to the lines, you know, because there's nobody there hardly. So I'm driving out the wrong direction. So I get down and some little guy in a well, I don't want to turn into Kobe Bryant, but he's in a very unmanly car.
Okay, that's fine.
And he's sitting there waiting on me to come out, I guess, because he wants to come in, and I'm obviously going out the end door. Okay?
Right.
Which makes sense in terms of his car. Okay. So I slowly come out and go around him so I get out of his way so he can come into the parking lot in the correct direction because I'm going out in the incorrect direction. Okay. As I pass his car, he yells out something, and it was the tone of voice. He goes, why don't you learn how to drive? Yeah. Okay. And I'm thinking it's 8 o'clock at a grocery store parking lot. There ain't nobody here. Okay.
Was he one of these 20-year-old white kids listening to rap music?
No, he was 40, but you could tell he was a narcissist. And he's in, he's still dressed like a 12-year-old. You know, got the shorts, and I just got back from the gym. I've got my hair stuff in my hair, and why don't you learn how to drive? You know. When all he had to do was just let me get out of his way and him pull in and go to the grocery store.
And be done with
but he had to be kind of I don't know if I can say it on the radio.
You can say it.
No, I don't think I can.
Okay, well, you can.
He wanted to be a dick.
There you go.
Instead of being a forgiving person who understands it's early, and there's not that many people here.
And every once in a while, you know what? Even the best drivers might make a mistake.
Right. I drive past. He gives me why don't you learn how to drive? Yeah. So I, of course, am from Columbus, Georgia. Okay. Anybody from Middle America or most places, they would have forgiven him and let him go on. Right. Okay. I can't do that. I'm from Columbus, Georgia.
It's okay, Tim. Don't apologize.
Okay. I'm from Macon, Georgia is the reddest town in the world. Okay. The black people in Macon, Georgia are redneck. Okay. Columbus, awesome. Georgia is very similar to that. Yeah. I felt like somebody from Phoenix City, which is across the river. But I did the U-turn. And as he got out of his car and walked into the grocery store, he's going in to get some more fruit and vegetables because he wants to make sure that he still looks okay, like he looks like he did when he was 18. He's that guy. I pulled up, rolled my window down, and he saw a prospector with his window rolled down and said, "Hey!" I said, "Hey!" He turns around. I just said that you need to learn how to drive. That's what he said. So I called him a lot of names.
Right.
He started shooting birds at me. He's 40-year-old man out there shooting birds. Shooting birds like a 16-year-old kid shooting birds. So I told him, I said, you know what? I said, I hope you have a heart attack today. That's what I told him. I said, I hope you have a heart attack today. Because he was going in to get some more vitamins and fruit to make sure that he was looking good for the girls. And then I told him, I said the F word about 6 times. Screaming it into the grocery store so that, he just needed to be told, I hope that you die today. That's what I told him. I said, I hope you have a heart attack and die. Because it's people like you who suck.
And that's what you get.
Even though I was the guy who was pulling out the wrong direction.
Right.
But most people would have said, "Oh, this poor guy, he's turning
Here,
around."
let me pull out of here quick so he can get out of
Exactly.
here. Let me do this. Yeah. But no, he had to say something.
Yeah, he had to have the attitude.
He's in the process of educating you, Tim Wilson.
Right, he's going to educate me, knowing that I've been coming here 20 years.
Right.
You know I've been in Lexington longer than he has, okay? I've been to Nicholasville Mall over here during Christmas time, okay? You know the traffic in Lexington, Kentucky on Nicholasville Road at Christmas time.
I've been there.
I've been there and not cursed, okay? I've been through roughly 20 of those and have not ever cursed anybody out.
Right.
See, I use the word curse when I'm trying to be nice.
But today,
I ain't cussed anybody out on Nicholasville Road at Christmas, knowing you people need to build a parking lot over there worse than anything in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Never, ever got mad in traffic. Okay? He was just trying to tell me that you need to learn how to drive. And I could tell by his voice he wasn't from Nicholasville, and he wasn't from Midway. He was some kind of brought down here from Cincinnati type.
And again, you said to him, "I hope you have."
I said, hey, I hope you have a heart attack today. That's what I told him.